Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Want to talk to you today about the weekly recap. Weekly recap time. Let me break down weekly recap for all my new people. So I try to go over my realistic owner-operator numbers every week. I don't always get to it. I'm a little behind right now, but I don't skip weeks. So you may see more than one a week, but I'm just trying to get caught up. Still a few weeks behind on these. It's horrible. Once I get behind, I have trouble getting caught up. There's a lot of math involved in this, and it's a lot of like, I like breaking down my numbers like this anyway, but ultimately running freight comes before YouTube. So let me break some things down for everybody. The new people here, appreciate you first of all. If you're not subscribed, think about hitting that subscribe. About, 40% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you give it a go and you like it, maybe subscribe, give it the thumbs up. Check out all the stuff in the description down below. I have another channel in there if you want to check out that, Trucking with Diabetes. And also the Mud Flap app. Check out the Mud Flap app. If you buy your own fuel, save some money. Use Mud Flap. So let's go over some rules for the, again, I don't know if they're really rules, guidelines for the weekly recap. Number one, I am leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I'm not leasing a truck from the carrier. I'm leased to the carrier. I pull, we work together, 80-20 split, and that's how that works. If you don't like 80-20 split, you don't have to do one. That's what I do. Another thing, when I get to the end of the video, I'll say, and that's how much, or that's what I have left to do what I have to do with. Things I do not include in this video: truck payment, insurance. I've said it a million times. Everybody's is so different that, punch in those numbers when I get done with this. Because some guys pay cash for trucks and they don't have truck payments. Some guys have really high insurance. Some guys have really low insurance. So just punch in those numbers at the end and they give you a realistic idea. I go over variable expenses here because those, to me, those are the ones that are hard to figure out as someone aspiring to be an owner-operator. The fixed cost, you can call around, get some truck payment ideas, look at Lone Mountain, or whatever, get an idea what a truck payment is. Call around to the insurance company, say, hey, if I get this truck, what's my insurance rate's going to be? Not that difficult to set all that up. The variable costs are the ones that, to me, are the ones that are a little bit more difficult to nail down. So, there you go. And let's see, I feel like I'm missing one. What's the other one I'm missing? Oh yeah, I don't talk about the carrier I'm leased to. Small carrier, find yourself a good local carrier that needs good drivers. There's always a need for good drivers out there. So, buy a truck and be a good driver. And I don't recommend you buy a truck from your carrier. Other than that, that's the rundown on the weekly recap. So anyway, let's get to it. Did 2 loads this week. One load was from Minnesota, and this is my game right here. I try to go from Minnesota out and back. That's kind of my game. That's what I like to do. So I grabbed a load out of Minnesota to Maryland, and then I went up from Maryland up to New Jersey, picked up another load, and it came back to western Wisconsin, so almost back to Minnesota. I deadheaded back home after that load, maybe like a 50-mile deadhead at the most, maybe 60. I don't know. It was like an hour deadhead back home from that load. So, good numbers on a week. I left out on a Monday at noon, or let's say Monday morning, because I had to get the truck ready to go and everything. But I loaded at around noon, and then I was back empty Friday morning. So Monday to Friday morning, and then I got the rest of Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend off. So keep that in mind when you look at these numbers. That's why I say this is a very good week, because yes, it's not the biggest gross ever for a week. It's not, it's not like, I ran hard for 7 days and this is the outcome. This is like, waking up late on Monday, going to work, being back Friday morning free to do whatever I want to do with. So, 4.5, 5 days at the most. First load was 1,109 loaded miles, 20 deadhead for a total of 1,129 on the miles. That load paid $42.50. It was 40,000 pounds, negative 10 degrees start and stop, and yeah, pretty good load. Pretty good load. Backhaul out of New Jersey. 142 miles of deadhead to run up there and get that, and $57 in tolls on the deadhead. Now those are included in the total of the tolls, but yeah, $57 just to go get that load. So I love crossing that $48 bridge in Delaware, I think it is, to get out of Maryland or whatever there. So $3,000 on this load from New Jersey back to the Wisconsin-Minnesota line area. And let's see, that load was 1,184 on the loaded miles, 142 on the deadhead, 1,326 total miles. And that load was 42,000 pounds at 0 degrees start and stop. I dodged the PA Turnpike on the way back on that also. Out of New Jersey, I take 476 up to 80 and come across 80 instead of doing that very expensive PA Turnpike. So let's get into the weekly totals of everything. So 4,250 plus 3,000, pretty easy math. 7,250 gross revenue for the week. I'm on an 80-20 split, so 80% of that gross is $5,800 to the truck. And we come over, let's talk about some miles and mileage rate, because that's always important. Now, I'm an all miles guy. I'm not a fan of just, giving you the best case scenario, because I'm not like, I want to break this down for everybody. In no way is this weekly recap meant to brag or anything like that. This is for educational purposes only. If you make more money than me, I'm happy for you. Not any kind of hate or jealousy on coming out of my heart for you if you make more money than me. I say salute, congratulations, and maybe show me how you did it. Like, I hope I'm making more than some guys, and I can show them how I do it. Hey, if you make more than me, hey, maybe I could learn something from you. I'm not above it. So that's I'm an all miles guy, basically, because deadhead miles, you still got to run them, you still got to pay, you know what I mean? So I just try to be as realistic with this as possible. Like I said, I'm not trying to impress or make friends off of these numbers. I'm trying to, maybe pay it forward a little bit, some karma. So anyway, total miles, 2,455 for the week. So when I was running. That load from Minnesota out to New Jersey, Minnesota out to Maryland, I do those quite a bit. I think this is probably the 4th or 5th time I've done that particular load. That is a get after it load. I like that load. It's not the greatest paying load, but I like it because it's so tight spaced. To be honest with you, I'm not crazy about the delivery point. It's not the best facility, but at the end of the day, that loads on Monday around noon. Typically, they want you there like Wednesday morning. So basically, you got to get a chunk done. It's like a 40-hour run, like 44 hours typically is how it's scheduled. So that 4,250 in that amount of time is really good revenue. So when I was running 162 miles of deadhead. That's 6.5% deadhead for the week. 2293 on the loaded miles. And basically the only reason I talk about loaded miles is, because, I want you to know what I made per loaded mile. That way you know what the market's doing. Now, bear with me for 1 second here. I forgot to do the per mile rates on this. So let's see, 72.50 divided by 24.55. That's $2.95 a mile, all miles. $2.95 a mile for every mile. That's pretty good. So $2.95 times 80%. That's $2.36 a mile to the truck. and 7250 divided by 2293, that's 316 a loaded mile. Now, something to keep in mind whenever you're factoring in picking loads, and I think I've talked about this before. That's a good mileage rate, but you also got to figure this is a lane out and a lane back that carries a lot of tolls. So the mileage rate's going to look a little better because it carries a lot of tolls. If you run a lane that doesn't factor up as much tolls, then you might not get as good a rate. But at the end of the day, the bottom line looks the same. So let me do a little quick math here to show you something. I did $185 in tolls on the way out. I did $161 on the way back. So my total, I even got this wrote down. I don't know why I'm doing the math. $346 in tolls divided by $24.55. That's 14 cents a mile in tolls. So, let's see, 346 divided by 2293. Technically, that's about 15 cents tolls, just doing the loaded miles. So, if you take what did I say it was? 7250 divided by 2293 on the loaded miles. So that's 316 a loaded mile. You subtract the 15 cents per mile for tolls. So if you're running a lane that didn't have any tolls in it, we'd be at the same bottom line if you was getting $3 a mile. So keep that in mind when you see rates on the load board or people talking about rates. Think about how much of that is tolls, because that's a huge factor in what a lane pays. Okay, now that I've explained that, but I can't remember the last time I brought that up, so I want to make sure I brought that up. Let's talk about the variable expenses for the week. Diesel. I spent $969 in diesel. I spent $69 in reefer. I spent $44 in DEF. I spent $25 on cat scales. I weighed both loads, $12.50 a go. Now this may have been before it went up to $12.50, but what's $1? Really. I went high end. I said, hey, I know the price went up. Maybe it was, maybe it wouldn't. Tolls, $346 on tolls. So there you go. $969 diesel, $69 reefer, $44 DEF. $25 cat scales, $346 in tolls, and that's dodging some tolls. That's dodging some stuff. When I can, I go around them. Just flat out, that's how it is. I think on the way back, I may have dodged the PA Turnpike. I'm pretty sure I dodged Indiana. I may have even dodged Ohio. Not sure, but I may have. Let's see. So now it's time to bring the $5,800, the 80% of gross revenue that comes to the truck, bring that over. We subtract $14.53 because that's what our variable cost equaled up to, $14.53. That's $4,347 for me to do what I got to do with. That's a stellar week if you ask me, for getting 2 full days at the house plus another part of a day. That's where I like to be. I like to do more weeks like that. So that's a weekly recap, guys. For everybody that's new here, thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Thank you to the Asian My Show for having me on the other day. Gained a ton of subscribers from that. So thanks, guys, for coming over and subscribing. I appreciate it. I really do. Take care of each other out there. Until later, come join me for a live show until the next weekly recap.